Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. Hello, my name is Casper and I am one of the 15% of autistic adults who are in employed work. I won't bore you with all the details and all the statistics of how many people were in what kind of work, because A, the chances are if you're watching this video you already know, and B, it's all stuff that's accessible on the internet. I will link it below. But I thought I'd talk to you guys about the 5 things that I've implemented in my life that make it a little bit more manageable, because it's exhausting. I'm going to give you that. And I've learnt the hard way that I need to make sure that I do these things, otherwise I will just crash and burn. If you can hear other talking, that's my flatmate. They're upstairs, the walls are thin, it's a student house. There's nothing I could do. But yeah, so I'll try not to ramble on about much in this video, because I am aware that I take detours like no one. So yeah, so you might as well just crack on. So the first thing I did when I started working was I told my workplace that I am autistic. I understand that there are many people that may not feel comfortable doing this, but for me it was a massive thing, it was a massive step. And I guess you could argue that, you know, it's a way of challenging yourself and all of that fun stuff. Some people choose to do it in the application process. I know that there are some, when you apply online, there are some boxes that you can tick or things that you can fill out that will let you be able to talk about it. Some people may not choose to do it until after they've got their job secured. All I would let you do is just say to your workplace, look, I'm autistic. Here are a list of accommodations that I greatly appreciate if you could make for me. Here are the list of things that I may do that may seem weird. I can still work in the same way that anyone else could. I just may need things changing or adapting for my work time to be most productive. I personally work for a special needs school, so my workplace were great. I didn't need to explain much because most of the kids that I work for are autistic. So they're all pretty equipped on that side of things. I had a letter from my ASD clinic that detailed everything, and I just sent that to my agency and said, look, can you put this on my record? Can you send this to the school that I'm working at? And they were like, yep, cool. And nothing more was said about it. For me, it was a massive step because it released that pressure to mask. Because my job is heavily social for me personally, because I work with, you know, when you work in a special needs school, the staffing ratio is a lot higher. So I worked with 4 other adults, so socializing was massive. And if you've ever spoken to me, it's like talking to a rock. So for them to at least be aware that, hey, I might be a little bit awkward, or I may see things that might be a little bit weird, please don't attack me for it. It kind of just released that pressure, and made me feel a little bit more comfortable. But it's all personal choice, really. So yeah, thing number 2, and again, I understand that not everyone has the luxury of this, but I was a little bit more choosy or restricted, I don't really know which way to look at it, in my line of work. Now, I've spoken about this before, but I am a massive advocate for agency work, particularly for those who may have mental health issues or are autistic or neurodivergent. The reason why I love agency work so much is that it releases that pressure of being in 9 to 5 every single day, because I've been there, done that, pushed to burnout, and it's not fun, it's not worth it, and it's not sustainable. I think that's one of the big reasons why many autistic people are not in full-time work, is because they are incredibly burnt out from previous work experiences. And statistically speaking, it takes at least 5 years to recover from something like that, so it's not worth it. So with agency, you can pick and choose your days, and there is no pressure to work any amount of days. You can work 1 day a week, or you can work 5 days a week. It's not taken out of your 4 weeks of holiday that most places would have. Um, Also, for me, I work in an education agency, so I go into schools. It also allows me to go into schools that I may not have been into before, so I get a range of experiences in different environments, working with different people, working with different kids of different needs. It's perfect. Um, but again, I understand not everyone may have the availability in their area or within their distance. So for me, I drive, so distance isn't really a problem, but I understand that many people don't. Um, but it's just something to think about. The third thing that I do is I meal prep for the week ahead. So I will, on a weekend usually, I will batch make a massive amount of food, like ridiculous amount of food. It's ridiculous. Um, and then I will put it in the tub, keep it in the fridge, and then the night before that I need it, I will take it out, put in however much I want, and then put it back in the fridge. And all I need to do that morning is just take it out, put it in my lunchbox. It's great because it removes the middleman of making your food each night or making your food at 6 o'clock in the morning before you need to leave for work, because I was so exhausted I didn't get around to making it last night, and I need something to eat today. Um, because trust me, have lunch. Particularly if you're working long shifts, you need lunch. Um, and it also removes the I don't know what to eat, because it's already there, it's already sorted. All I need to do is put however much I want in, and Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt. I'm usually also left with leftovers afterwards, so it works for dinners on weekends and stuff, so it's perfect. Following on from that, I will usually also set aside at least one day a week where I do jack shit. And I mean jack shit. I won't get out of bed until 3 in the afternoon. I won't talk to a single person. I will do literally nothing. I will obviously try and get dressed and try and leave the house. But I won't read a single email. I won't touch a shred of work. I spend all day either in my headphones or my ear defenders or under my weighted blanket, using my accommodations, using my chewies, things like that. And it helps me almost recharge and reset. I find that I have a lot more energy after doing so for either the week ahead or the next day. And it allows me to do whatever I need to do or do whatever I want to do in my own time, in my own space, because I feel like that's so incredibly important for not only autistic people, but I think just anyone in general, is having that time to just do their own thing in their own space. And if you've scheduled it in, then it's expected. It can be incorporated into part of your routine, like I've got up there. It also means that if you do have work to do and you have scheduled this rest day in, that as it was planned and expected, you are able to plan your work around it. So you're able to put in study sessions around that day, which may help release the feeling of guilt around you not doing work that maybe you would have been doing. And lastly, when I come home from work, I do basically the same thing. I don't do anything. I come home, I put my work stuff down where I normally do, get changed, get into my comfy clothes, straight into my joggers. I will then either put my headphones on or my ear defenders. I will get under my weighted blanket and I will not do anything for at least 2 hours. I will not touch anything from work. I will not reply to any email. I will not talk to anyone for at least 2 hours until I feel like I have had sufficient break, which is usually around 2 hours. And then I will get up, I will do whatever I need to do for the following day, and then I'll go back to doing what I was doing. And again, that helps me reset, that helps me decompress, that makes me feel like I've just kind of decompressed from the day, because it also allows me to process what has happened in the day as well, because I take a little bit longer to kind of digest things and process things. So anything that may be important, it allows my brain to kind of just recoil from that, I guess, and that can be incredibly helpful. But yeah, and I find that since doing these things, I felt a lot better for it, and I find that they're pretty sustainable things. They're pretty simple things to incorporate. They not only help with my autism, but also with my mental health. Because if you don't know, I struggle with my mental health, and so it just kind of encourages me to accommodate and look after both sides, because both are incredibly important. So I highly encourage anyone, even if you're not autistic, to at least incorporate one or two of these into your daily life if you don't already do. If you have anything else, then please feel free to put them in the comments. And I hope you guys found that helpful. And I shall see you in my next video. Over and out.